After the Astros got swept by the Yankees to begin their season, they respond with a rather nice series win against the Toronto Blue Jays, taking 2 out of 3 games at Minute Maid Park, capping it off with an 8-0 win on Wednesday. We're going to recap this series as well as what's up next for the Astros up next. Series win for the Astros against the Blue Jays. Again, very, very nice rebound for past couple of games after they got swept by the Yankees to begin the season. Well, let's break down the series. So starting off with game 1 was a very, very good start because Ronel Blanco, in just his 8th career start after being signed by the Astros out of the Dominican Republic, threw a no-hitter. Yes, you heard that right, and no, that is not an April Fool's joke. Ronel Blanco threw a no-hitter in just his 8th career start. And being only 5 games into the season, that is actually the earliest into a Major League Baseball season in MLB history that a no-hitter has been thrown. And the only 2 blemishes by Ronel Blanco in this game were just a pair of walks to George Springer to start the game and also in the 9th inning. And he actually almost threw a Maddox, which is when you throw a complete game shutout while throwing less than 100 pitches. Offensively for the Astros, they were led by Kyle Tucker and Yonier Diaz, each chipping in with a pair of solo home runs. Or I don't know if either of those was solo, but either way, yes, they were home runs nonetheless. And Pena also homered for the first time in a Major League Baseball game since July 5th of last year. So it was good to see him snap out of that drought. And the best thing was that was actually one of 2 home runs that he would hit in this series. And then at the end of the day, the Astros ended up putting 10 runs on the board while putting zeros across the board for the Toronto Blue Jays. But the highlight of this no-hitter, in my opinion, was in the 9th inning when Jose Abreu made a clutch diving play in the 9th inning to preserve the 17th no-hitter in Astros franchise history. Game 2. This game, unfortunately, was a rather tough one for the Astros because they unfortunately took a rather tough 2-1 loss with Josh Hader blowing the save in the 9th inning because unfortunately the Astros could not push anything across the plate after putting up 10 the night before. And scoring wise, this is kind of a tradition that we Astros fans have grown accustomed to over the years because, again, that doesn't seem like it's very rare for us these days to not push anything across, if any at all, after dropping 10 or more runs the night before. So, it was kind of tough if I'm being honest because, if you look at what Framber Valdez did, he pitched very good in this game, especially if you compare it to his last start against the Yankees on opening day. So, for what it was worth, Framber did pitch good, and that's really, really what we want to see because Framber Valdez has really kind of been struggling, especially into the final stretch of the regular season last year going into the playoffs. He kind of had a rather tough postseason as well, surrendering, I think, 5 earned runs in each of those starts or something like that. So, tough postseason for him, and so far through just 2 starts, he has certainly looked a lot better. So, again, for what it was worth, good outing by Framber Valdez. Just a shame that Josh Hader had to blow the save to negate his performance. But anyway, dude, let's move on here to game 3. And this game actually in particular was actually the game where 2 Astros fans who I follow on Twitter actually had launched their show on the Pro Sports fan app called the Juicebox Blondies. So I'll put some more info down in the video description. But these 2 young ladies are some of the best Astros fans on the planet. If you guys, I would highly encourage you guys to give them a follow, and also of course check out some more information on when their next show is going to be, because yes, for a select number of Astros games they will be basically it's basically a live show where fans can drop in and just chat about the game. And yes, they would if there is an Astros game on that night, sometimes they will air for most games, usually maybe once a week or something like that. But yes, it's basically like a live reaction show to an Astros game that they'll be doing probably once a week or so. And their first one for this game ended up being a success. So that was really awesome to see. And again, it's on the Pro Sports Fan app where you guys can watch that. And again, this was only their first show, and I'm sure that there's a lot more in store for these 2 young ladies as their show continues to grow. So shout out to Astro Girl and Astro Girl and Astro Teacher. I know you guys are watching this. The show was awesome. And again, make sure you guys tune into the show, hopefully at least once a week, depending on what the schedule is going to be like. And I'll include more information down in the video description. But anyway, diving into the game itself, Yordan Alvarez was the man of the hour tonight as he went 4 for 5 with a pair of home runs and finished just a triple shy of the cycle. Pena and Altuve also homered in this game as well, and Chas McCormick also contributed with an RBI. And then as for the pitching, it was certainly a lot better. Christian Javier was starting this game, and he also pitched very, very well, keeping the Blue Jays off the scoreboard. And I mean, he didn't seem like he had as much command in his last start compared to seeing that he issued 5 walks, which is one shy of his career high. But he did keep the Blue Jays off the scoreboard, so overall, a very good outing for Christian Javier. Really quickly though, I should have done this at the beginning of this video, but I do want to dive into a quick update on Justin Verlander. He will be going out on a minor league rehab assignment starting on Sunday for AAA Sugarland. And between now and Sunday, he will probably be throwing a bullpen session to see if he's good to go for that. And then the Astros are optimistic that he won't need more than 2 rehab starts before returning. And then realistically, I would expect him to return for our next homestand against the Texas Rangers and Atlanta Braves, which would be nice because we would hope that our pitching rotations should be at full health for 2 very good teams, especially here at home where, again, we've really struggled. So, very good injury update. And then JP France, who was placed on paternity leave this past Tuesday where his wife were expecting their second daughter. And funny enough, as of when I am recording this video, what had action was exactly what had happened. So JP France his wife rather, had just given birth to their second child, and then hopefully word is that he should be back from his paternity leave for when the Astros go to Arlington this weekend. So that should also be good to see. But again, very good series for the Astros, taking 2 out of 3. All things considered, this really should have been a series sweep, if I'm being honest. It just kind of hurts the fact that we were just 1 pitch away, or a couple of good pitches away probably from winning game 2 of this series. But again, overall, 2 out of 3 is not too bad. So, I'll take that any day. It's just that, starting in the next couple of weeks or so, that we're going to need to start realizing the fact that the offense is not going to be putting up 5 or more runs every single game. Because, if they put up less than that, that's when you need your bullpen to do their job and ensure to shut the rest of the game down. And for our 5 losses so far this season, that really is not the case. Our bullpen has kind of squandered games in the 7th inning or later after the starters have come out. And, that's not a good thing. But hopefully we can clean that up this weekend, because next up for the Astros, they will be hitting the road for the first time this season, where they will be going to Arlington, Texas to take on the Rangers for 4 games. I will be in Arlington that weekend to go to 2 of those games on Friday and Saturday, so I am very excited for that, and I will try my best to bring a reaction video for you guys from Friday's game and hopefully have that ready to go for Saturday. No promises. I might be a little bit busy exploring around, and it might not come to you guys until probably the end of the series, but we'll see what happens. Following those 4 games, they will then continue further up north to Kansas City, and we'll preview that series as that date draws a little bit closer. But that's going to do it for this edition of Astros Recaps. Thank you guys so much for watching. And again, make sure you guys check out the Juicebox Blondies live reaction show. I'll put all the links to social media handles in a download link to where you guys can download the Pro Sports Fan app down in the video description. So check for that. And between now and the next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Go Stros.